All right, what's up, everybody? We are officially live here on YouTube. Game. We're not doing a game today. This is going to be like a podcast style type episode here. We're just going to talk all sports headlines, all that good stuff. Turn this down a little bit. But feel free to submit a question, a sports question or comment. You could submit it in the chat and we could highlight it. And I think we'll be able to put it on the screen so you can see it for everyone. If you have any questions, we could talk about anything sports related. A lot of things we could go over today. I'm not sure how long I'll be live, maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour, who knows. So obviously the big news in the NBA, at least for the Lakers' sake, and LeBron James with that injury. Anthony Davis has been sitting out too here and there, but LeBron James, was talking all that talk and saying they could, make the playoffs and all that stuff when everyone was healthy. But now, right after saying that, he gets hurt. And honestly, they say he's going to be reevaluated in 3 weeks. That's most of March, obviously. So the season ends early April. Playoffs start in April. I really do think the Lakers will get that play-in spot. Unfortunately, I'm a Kings fan, so I don't want Lakers to make playoffs at all. But I'm looking at the headlines here. Yeah, even if LeBron James does come back, we got any questions here? Even if LeBron James does come back, I really don't think he will stay healthy enough, or AD will stay healthy enough in the playoffs. Something's going to happen to one of them. Probably AD is going to get injured in March at some point, because he's going to feel like he's going to have to carry the team on his back, AD, and I feel like AD is not going to be able to stay healthy. The rest of the team is solid on the Lakers, but if you need AD and LeBron to win a championship, or to at least make it deep into the playoffs. I know earlier, I think it was before LeBron got injured, he was saying that they really want to face the Sacramento Kings in the playoffs because they could beat the Kings. And it's pretty ridiculous that they would say that. I really do think the Kings can beat them. We beat them in the past this season, but obviously that's without all their new trade acquisitions. But another weird article I saw on Bleacher Report, you guys could see that. The headline is "Why the Warriors Will Beat the Kings," breaking down why Golden State is ready to go far in the playoffs despite its season struggles. So do they mean the Sacramento Kings, or do they mean the Kings of the NBA? Meaning, like, if they went to the championship, would that be the Bucks? Who else? The Cavs are up there, even going through Phoenix. But let me just click that article really quick. Oh, it's a video. Never mind. Okay. Well, don't want to get any copyright here, but that is pretty interesting. Why the Warriors will be the Kings. As a Kings fan, I do think it would be very tough to beat a healthy Warriors team, like with Steph there at Clay. Because you saw what Clay did the other night against Portland. He didn't have Steph there. He had Draymond, he had Poole, but Clay literally put the team on his back and carried the Warriors to a huge comeback at home against Portland. So that was pretty interesting to watch. If you're just tuning in, feel free to submit your questions, sports-related questions, comments. We get to answer them live on the air. Another big thing we wanted to talk about, or another stories. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Ooh. I was gonna go to ESPN really quick. Ooh, excuse me. Well, we could search it. As you can see in the thumbnail, we wanted to talk about Aaron Rodgers, his little darkness retreat. Coming out of that. I heard it didn't last the whole amount of time he was supposed to be there. I heard he was supposed to be there for like 4 days at least, or maybe 5 days, but he only there a couple. But But this is interesting report. Panthers have called the Packers about an Aaron Rodgers trade. This is news just 2 hours ago, which would be really interesting, but I really don't see even Aaron Rodgers wanting to go to the Panthers. That would be, I don't know, they're not a stacked team. He needs to go to a stacked team like the 49ers, but he's already said he doesn't want to go to the 49ers, and we're not going to trade a bunch of guys to get Aaron Rodgers on our team. What's up, guys? Jumping in here. We're just talking things all sports, so feel free to submit any questions or comments in the chat. Look at that. Aaron Rodgers to the Dolphins odds. Miami long shot option. I mean, Tua is going to be their guy till he gets another concussion, then he'll be gone. But I don't know. That report, though, of Panthers called the Packers about a possible trade. I mean, the Panthers would have to give up first-round picks and a few great players. So what's the point of that? Blowing up their team just to get Aaron Rodgers? I don't see the point in that. But I do feel bad for the Packers. I mean, they gotta move on with their life. They gotta move on with their team. They gotta build. If Aaron Rodgers stays, they gotta see which receivers they could keep or get in free agency. Free agency starts next week. So we're gonna get a decision from Aaron Rodgers probably in the next week. Well, definitely before free agency. He has to make a decision because he can't be stringing along the Packers like this for that much longer, because it's kind of messed up for the Packers, or for him to do that to the Packers. And I also feel bad for Jordan Love on the Packers. He's been on the bench for 3 years now, going on 4, I believe. And man, like, you could sense the frustration, but I mean, at least he's learning behind a good quarterback. Let's see if there's any headlines about Jordan Love. Green Bay Packers must be patient if Jordan Love takes over. That is true. I mean, it's going to be kind of a learning curve for Love, but honestly, he could have a solid year as a starter. Whoops. My alarm went off because I was going to place a live bet on a college game, but let's see if I can still do that. But yeah, anyone else have any bets tonight? Just throw it in the chat too. I've been betting on a few college basketball games lately, if it even lets me bet on it. But yeah, Jordan Love, if Aaron Rodgers leaves, he's obviously going to be the guy. They can't, give him up. He's only 24 years old, so give him a chance. He's learned from the best, and see what he could do. The times he has played, he's looked good. He's played good, so let him play. And I'll feel bad for him if Aaron Rodgers comes back and again to the Packers. Jordan Love's just going to have to sit on the bench again. So the other thing we were going to talk about too that you guys saw in the thumbnail, Lamar Jackson. Obviously, there's a lot of news around him. Will he re-sign with the Ravens or go to a different team? I mean, as a football fan, I would like him to just stay on the Ravens. The Ravens fans, I feel like they would want him. But the only downside about Lamar Jackson is he's injury prone and he's a running QB. And running QBs always get injured. That's just how it is. Except Mahomes, but even Mahomes gets injured. He just finds a way to come back and dominate when he's in. The Dolphins linked to Lamar Jackson too. Dolphins would love to get Lamar Jackson. He's similar to Tua, but not completely the same. Maybe even a little better than Tua, I would say. What else in these headlines? Yeah, that's another thing they're talking about too, is just franchise tagging Lamar Jackson, which kind of sucks for him, but that it's legal to do, so the Ravens can definitely do that with Lamar. According to Calais Campbell, it says Lamar Jackson wants to get a deal done to stay with the Ravens. So even him himself, Lamar Jackson, wants to stay with the Ravens. I did see the GM for the Ravens. I heard it on the radio today. He was talking a lot of crap about his team. Maybe not on purpose, but he was talking a lot of smack, as in, like, he was saying his receivers aren't good on the Ravens, and even the Ravens receivers, like, went off on Twitter pretty pissed off of what their GM said about them. So when you're a GM, you don't talk crap about the players that you have. That will just mess up the team chemistry. People will get mad at you. There's nothing good as a GM. You want to talk all positive about your team. I don't know if you guys could see all these headlines, but yeah, Mike McGlinchey on the 49ers. I'm a 49er fan. We're probably most likely going to get rid of him. He's a solid tackle for us, offensive tackle, and he's going to test free agency, and we'll see what he does there. I wouldn't be too mad if we get rid of him. We'll just have to draft a guy and an offensive lineman and build him back up. So we'll see how that goes. But another big thing as far as 49ers go, I just blanked out. But obviously the quarterback situation between Brock Purdy and Trey Lance, there's a lot of questions. Will Trey Lance be the starter next year? Will Brock Purdy be the starter if he's healthy? If Brock Purdy's healthy, he will be the starter. I think he should be the starter. But I wouldn't rush him back. Like, let him play week 2, week 3, if need be. We got to give Trey Lance another chance. We didn't give him a fair shot. It's not no one's fault because, he got injured week 1 or maybe week 2, and then Garoppolo came in. But you got to give Trey Lance another chance. I wouldn't get rid of him if I was the Niners. But if I was Trey Lance, you're going to have a shot. As a Niners quarterback, we're going to get a third stringer that's going to be a starting QB, that has starting QB potential. And we're probably going to get a veteran third stringer. It's going to be like a Flacco or anything. But as you see, like Tom Brady right there, this is a whole different article. But I was hearing a lot of rumors. They're just rumors that Tom Brady, I know this is crazy, but he could come out of retirement and he would fit in perfectly with the 49ers, and the Niners would gladly take him. And he wouldn't even be our starter at that point. I think Brady would be our second or third string quarterback. Yes, Tom Brady, a third string quarterback. But on the Niners, maybe he wouldn't play as much, but him as a veteran helping our starters, our young starters, would be amazing. It would be kind of a win-win for Brady. He could come back out of retirement. He's itching to come back, even though he said it's probably for good. But like, even his answers when he's asked if he really wants to retire or if this is it, he always gives these answers where he could come back, and nothing's for sure, nothing's guaranteed. That's what he keeps saying. So if he's saying that, he is not closing the door on coming back in the NFL, Tom Brady. So I wouldn't mind seeing him on the Niners. I don't want him to be a starter unless he has to be, but a second or third string Tom Brady on our team would be amazing. I wouldn't mind that one bit. But that's just my opinion there. Feel free, if you're watching this at a later time, you're a Niner fan or just a football fan in general, I'd love to hear your guys' take on it. We're going on Twitter here. Looking at the Combine. Combine's going on all week here in the NFL, but I don't really watch it. I know it's on NFL Network, but Combine's really only interesting if you're a team in the, has a top 10 pick, and you could really see who you want to get, but I wouldn't pay too much attention to that. Let's look at some other headlines, like on Bleacher Report here. we'll look in the NBA and if anything's popping off here. So Dragic is, so he's a free agent. I did not know he was a free agent right now. But Bucks favored to sign him, so he's a great shooter. So having him on the team would be amazing for the Bucks. Bucks can always just fit anyone in there. I see more people hopping in here. Feel free to say what's up in the chat. You could submit your sports question or comment, and we'll talk what you guys want to talk about sports related. What player of the month? Jokic and Brunson. What do you guys think about Jokic and the Nuggets in the playoffs? A lot of people saying that they aren't going to do anything in the playoffs, but yes, they are the #1 team in the NBA in the Western Conference. But when it comes to playoff time, crunch time, and a like 5 to 7 game series, I don't think the Nuggets will do much. Maybe they'll get past the first round, I'm sure, but I'm sure they won't get very far in the playoffs. What else we got here? Gordon Dragic. Yeah, we got a few NBA games tonight. That's why I'm not doing an NBA stream or a live stream of a game. My teams aren't playing. Oh yeah, Nerlens Noel is a eligible free agent too. So a lot of teams talking about signing him. And I did hear rumors that he could go to the Sacramento Kings, Nerlens Noel, but it's not that we want him or not, really. So that's the big news in the NBA. Nothing crazy. Whoops. Let's check Bleacher Report's big NFL news if anything pops up. So yeah, a lot of combine stuff. Yeah, it's all combine. I don't know, does any of you guys watch the combine? Let me know. I don't really watch it. The Bears are playing darts and mini golf with prospects at the combine to try and find the most competitive prospects. Well, that's an interesting way to find a prospect. Play mini golf and darts with them on the side and see how competitive they get. I like that. Yeah, these are just all combine stuff, so nothing crazy there. Let's take a look at the MLB. We got the MLB starting up very soon, at least the regular season. We're in spring training right now, so that's all good. I don't really watch spring training, but I know some of you guys do. I know we got the 20-second strikeout clock. This video says pitch clock really changing the game. Let's see here. Let me mute it. I'm just curious what's going on. Oh, 14 seconds, 13. I mean, that is cool. The pitcher is really like, I mean, he has 15 seconds, so he has to rush it. And look, as you can see, they are rushing. Like, I like that. And the pitchers are getting people out, so it's really not, you could say it rushes the pitcher, but at the same time, it rushes the batter, so it's kind of even there. I really liked it as far as speeding up the game. I know, baseball purists hate the clock, but honestly, it's not a big deal. The game's still going to be exciting. There's still going to be home runs. There's still going to be strikeouts, but it's just going to be at a faster pace. Carlos Correa almost forgot he can't walk around between pitches. Yeah, it's going to be a learning curve too between all these players, but let's look at this. So foul ball, Correa starts to walk around. And he's like, uh-oh, got to get right back in the box. That is interesting. I didn't know you couldn't, like, yeah, I guess you can't walk around because of the clock, but also, I wonder if you could call for time. I know a lot of players call for time between pitches. And I feel like that should be a thing. O'Neal Cruz makes it look easy. See, we're still hitting home runs. And then, yeah, we got the World Baseball Classic coming up, so that's going to be big here. I'll be watching that, and if I'm free, I'll probably do some live streams on the World Baseball Classic. So hopefully we could do that live. But that's starting, I think, like next week or very soon. So see how USA does there. But yeah, let me know if you guys, how you guys feel about the pitching clock, the batting clock. If you're watching this at a later time, put it in the comments. But that is pretty much all we wanted to talk about here. If you're watching this at a later time, feel free to comment. Appreciate all you guys that have watched so far today, and we'll be doing more things like this in the future. Let's Talk Sports. That's what it's going to be called for now. We'll change it, but this is like a podcast style. If you're just popping in, oh, there's JT. What up, JT? Oh, you made it. I was just about to end the stream very soon, but feel free to submit your questions. You said Jalen Carter news. Yeah, I've been hearing about that, and I mean, there's the thing right there. Arrest warrant issued for Jalen Carter for that reckless driving. His teammate died in that accident, which is pretty crazy. And he was going to be a first-round pick, which is pretty sad. But yeah, it's going to really affect his draft stock, that's for sure. So it's an ongoing investigation. But yeah, I guess Jalen Carter was the driver. You think teams will still draft him? I mean, I think they will. Because it is reckless driving, but it isn't like he, you know, like, I don't know. I mean, obviously someone died, so it's not easy to talk about. So it's not like he purposely killed someone. Like if it was a murder, that would be a whole different story. It depends how reckless driving this is. I don't know all the details, but it's happened at 2:30 a.m. I wonder how fast they were going and all that stuff. But yeah, I think it's just an investigation that they got to keep looking at. I really don't know. What up, John, in the chat? How's it going, man? Yeah, feel free to submit a question in the Q&A. We could pop it up here if it lets me. Select question. So I wonder where that goes. You guys see that? Okay, so it just goes right there. All right, cool. But yeah, we talked about Aaron Rodgers earlier. We talked about Lamar Jackson. We also talked about the LeBron James injury. We talked MLB news, all that good stuff. A lot of spring training games, but there's just so many games every day. And then the teams will split up throughout. They'll split their teams up and play a couple games in the same day. I wonder if I could bet on that game. I was gonna bet so Old Dominion and Texas State. We got March Madness coming up too, guys. So we're gonna be doing a bracket for this channel. So yeah, we're gonna be doing a bracket so we could all fill it out, compete against each other. I'll put that on the Discord, or you could just hit me up on Instagram if you want to be invited to it. Putting in some live bets here on some college games. If anyone has any other bets going on tonight, I would love to hear your bets on other games you got going on. Placing some bets right now. There we go. Cool. If anyone else has any questions, submit it before we go. JT, yeah, we just talked about Aaron Rodgers earlier, but no, there's no new news. He still hasn't made a decision, but we're still waiting. He's gonna make it by the end of the week out, or not by the end of next week, because next week is free agency. And yeah, we're gonna get an answer soon because the Packers cannot just keep waiting for his answer. But mostly, if you go to like the NFL news right now, it's all combine stuff. Last you heard, Las Vegas Raiders out of it. Okay, of getting Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, I don't think he'll go to the Raiders. Earlier, that looked legit, but a lot of people saying he could still stay with the Packers. As far as like excitement to the NFL, I wouldn't mind seeing him on a new team. As long, hopefully it's not in the West, or like in the NFC. I wouldn't mind if he goes somewhere in the AFC. That would be cool. There were rumors, or there was a report that the Panthers called for Aaron Rodgers to make a trade to get Aaron Rodgers, but that was just a report. Oops. Yeah, Panthers have called Packers about possible Aaron Rodgers trade, but I can't see him going to the Packers. Definitely don't see that happening. Did the 49ers have QB have surgery yet? No, he's still getting evaluated. You're talking about Brock Purdy. We were just talking about that earlier too. He still hasn't had surgery. He's getting reevaluated by another doctor. But yeah, this was like yesterday's news where our GM, John Lynch, said we're going to be looking for another quarterback besides Purdy. We're keeping Purdy. We're keeping Trey Lance, but we're going to look for a solid second or third stringer. It's probably going to be a guy with some, definite experience, veteran experience. There's definitely rumors of Tom Brady coming back out of retirement, but I mean, for the sake of Brady, I hope it's not true, because you can't retire like over and over and over. Just stay retired. But I think we get like I don't know, let's look that up really quick. Free agent QBs 2023. So if you guys could see this list, so we got Derek Carr. We're not going to get Derek Carr. I wouldn't mind having Carson Wentz as one of our backups. I feel like it's going to be hard for him to be a starter again, but he probably could be in some teams. We got Mariota. That's definitely a possibility. Oh yeah, Geno Smith is a free agent, but I doubt the Niners will get him. He could be a starter somewhere else after the season he had. Yeah, we talked about Lamar Jackson earlier, but he's going to probably stay with the Ravens. Baker Mayfield, don't want him on my team, but he's going to be a free agent. Sam Darnold, wouldn't mind him as a backup. Jimmy G, he's not coming back to the Niners, but he could be a starter, possibly the Jets. We got Teddy Bridgewater. I would love to have him as a backup on our team on the Niners. Daniel Jones will be staying with the Giants. Wouldn't mind Case Keenum or Mason Rudolph or Brissett. These are all guys that will get the job done. They don't have to be amazing, but they will be a good second or third stringer for us. JT, you think the Vegas Raiders will get Baker Mayfield? I mean, I hope they don't as their starter, because Baker Mayfield, I don't think he's a starter. He doesn't have the starting qualities. He messes up too much. He just throws too many picks. Yeah, I don't know. He's just can't trust Baker Mayfield. And if he does go to the Raiders, there's so many other better players they could have got. I know they used to have Mariota on the Raiders as a backup, but getting maybe like try Carson Wentz to the Raiders, I don't know. But even Teddy Bridgewater would be a solid. I think he's still a solid QB if he had a fair shot of starting. And you know, they still have Tom Brady on the list, which is pretty funny. Maybe even Geno Smith go to the Raiders. I wouldn't mind seeing that. He can make the Raiders good. I wouldn't mind having. We also have Andy Dalton. I wouldn't mind him as a third stringer on our team, because he used to be good at one point, and he has definitely a lot of experience. Joe Flacco, but he's getting old. But yeah, there's so many QBs that are possible second or third stringer for my Niners. But yeah, we've been live for about 30 minutes. I'm ending the stream here pretty soon. We went over NFL news, MLB pitch clock news, and NBA news earlier. If you're watching this at a later time, appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like it. And we're going to be doing more episodes kind of like this in the future, where we just talk sports, talk different topics throughout. Whenever there's no games to stream, at least for my teams. And it's going to be a pretty slow night in the NBA. There's a few games, but... JT, you think Geno Smith will be one of those QBs who gets overpaid by a team? Most likely, yeah. But I wonder which team that would be. It's going to be a team that's very desperate. But I feel like we won't see where Geno Smith goes till after the draft. Because we'll see what teams draft which quarterbacks. But I think we're going to wait. Or Geno Smith's probably going to get signed once the draft's over. So what is that, in April? So about a month. You think maybe Washington? That'd be interesting. Carson Wentz left. But their backup was pretty good. I'm blanking on his name, but I remember they had was it Henny? I can't remember. You want to see the Seahawks draft Jalen Carter? Oh, dang. I mean, it'd be a great pick, but it's like whoever drafts him has to deal with all the, you know, controversy that comes with him. So, I don't know. He's a free agent too. Who's a free agent? The Washington QB? Okay, so they're both free agents. Yeah, there's plenty of good QBs to choose from. They're not great, but they're good. So it's going to be really interesting to see where everyone goes. And which teams draft which QBs. So that should be very interesting. Aaron Darnold is trending. Why is Aaron Darnold trending? Him fighting someone? Let's see. Oh, okay, so a guy ran the 40 a little faster than Aaron Darnold. Okay. Okay, so Kancey versus Darnold. They're saying Kancey could be the next Aaron Donald. Wow. Even though, wait, Kancey lost, so I don't know. Mavs Sixers just started. Okay, nice. Well, let's see if the Mavs could get finally get a win with that duo. Be like their second. Okay, so Aaron Donald's trending because him and Kancey are running very similar in the draft, but looks like Darnold won that one. Mike Brown is trending, the Kings coach. Coach of the month goes to Mike Brown, the Kings. I like it. 8-4, and then the Bucks coach 10-0. I mean, If you go 10-0, you're gonna get Coach of the Month there. Where do I think Jalen Ramsey will go on the Rams? I don't know. Whoever gets him is probably gonna really overpay for him. I know he's a solid corner, but he's probably gonna get a lot of money. That would be pretty cool if he went to the Niners just to stick it to the Rams, you know, a division team. But hopefully he gets out of the West so we don't have to face him twice. But yeah, I don't know. Good question. Where do you think he's going? Mike Brown is doing a hell of a job. He deserves a lot of credit. De'Aaron Fox a bonus. Give them some love. Kid out of Iowa. Keegan Murray, the kid can play. Give him some love too. You think he'll be with the Bengals? Oh, interesting. I wouldn't mind him going to the Bengals. Bengals love their corners. We got Sixers, Mavericks trending because that game's starting, like JT said. But yeah, that's about it as far as the latest sports news. You saw Stephen A. Smith made fun of hockey? No, I did not. But I could see him doing that. He doesn't look like he would be a hockey fan. A lot of trades going on in the NHL. I saw Jonathan Quick got traded. A lot of Kings fans are mad about that, but it's about time. He's not having a good year. He won his Stanley Cups with the Kings, and now he's moving on. Kings are a solid team, so they'll be fine with just fine without him. Let me end the... Next live I'll be doing, at least for Kings games, I think it'll be Monday. Monday night, I think it is. There is a game on, yeah, Monday night. There is a game this Friday, Kings and Clippers. That'll be a good one, but I won't be available for that one. Yeah, sounds good, JT. I'm going to be heading out too. Appreciate you hanging out. We're going to be doing more episodes like this whenever there's not a Kings game or a Giants game coming up in the future, but appreciate all you guys watching. You guys have a great rest of your Thursday and enjoy your weekend if I don't see you before then. Thank you, JT. You too, man. And see you guys on the next live